Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. Joining you today is Shekhar Iyer ji. Let's welcome Shekhar ji. Shekhar ji, namaskar. How are you, sir?
नमस्कार शेर जी नमस्कार.
Sir, one before we start the talk about today, viewers, Sengol with enclosure is now up for available for sale. You can buy this thing. You can place your orders. We are able to ship it right away. And there is the QR code. You can click on that. And also, I regret to inform you that one of our frequent contributor, Professor Ramesh G, passed away suddenly yesterday or today during the daytime of cardiac arrest. We are really, really shocked. November 5th was the last program that I had with him. But, how to infuse the rank and file of Indian Administrative Services. Take a look at that. And really, really, I mean, very, very sad, very sudden, very healthy person. I don't know how it happened. Sir, I'm sorry to take time from a topic which is a very burning topic. What is the Siddaramaiah and DK-Shivakumar spat, sir? Why did DK insist on first give me the 2.5 years and then you can finish the second 2.5 years? This is a known formula, sir. He didn't know he was being set up.
Well, we have been repeatedly, saying on our shows that when it comes to a number of MLAs supporting DK Shivakumar, he doesn't have the number. We have been saying
Okay,
this.
so that's where the whole thing.
But at the same time, what has happened is Siddaramaiah, even after, one thing has come out clear. This crisis has proved there was indeed a kind of an understanding or a deal or whatever you call it. And it was also decided they will not talk about this deal because Siddaramaiah insisted that if you make my term 2.5 years, then it will appear that I am not a full-fledged seer. But some understanding was there that after some time, Siddaramaiah will step down. Otherwise, issue could not have reached this point. Now, because what has come out clear is that 4 or 5 leaders were a party to a decision after the 2023 assembly elections that the first slot will be taken by Siddaramaiah, and after that DK Shivakumar, because DK Shivakumar is the Congress president of Karnataka and Siddaramaiah was heading the campaign. Now, both the leaders worked hard for the Congress victory, which was a stunning victory because they won 135 seats out of 224 assembly seats. So some agreement was there. That has come out now. Because when supporters of DK Shivakumar mentioned soon after, the High Court, there was a meeting and then it was decided Siddaramaiah will be the chief minister. At that time, Shivkumar's loyalists said, no, there is an agreement. And Siddaramaiah insisted that Congress, the Central Congress clarified. That is why the senior General Secretary of the Congress, K.C. Venugopal, said there is no deal. The only deal is with the people of Karnataka, which is to provide a good government and carry out our promises, because they had made a number of promises. But what has happened is over a period of time, the MLAs have been very restive because a number of promises which were actually first made by Priyanka Gandhi and the Gandhi brother-sister duo insisted that these promises were immediately implemented. In fact, Rahul Gandhi said at the stadium where Siddaramaiah was sworn in as CM that the first cabinet decision will be to roll out those freebies. Now, after 2.5 years, they have realized that since they have to implement these freebies, which was also called the Priyanka Gandhi's guarantees at the start of the election campaign. Now they realize they don't have money for anything else. So ministers are unhappy, MLAs are unhappy because they cannot do anything else. They cannot attend to any development works in their constituency because there is no money left. This is the truth. And similar problem can occur even in other states because parties are now in a competitive, I would say, a competitive welfareism, where if this party is giving this much, the other party wants to give. though Prime Minister Modi initially had spoken out against freebies. Now they are saying, look, there are certain schemes that will have to be rolled out in the name of welfare measures. Of course, there is a very thin line, dividing between what are freebies and what is genuine welfare measure. Now, that apart, coming to this, so it was very clear that they have been very unhappy. So Siddaramaiah, knowing that he will be completing 2.5 years on November 20th, decided to be a little more proactive and then decided to go in for a reshuffle. That is how matters came to head. And his reshuffle plan was something like a Kamraj plan, that all the ministers will resign, excepting he and Siddaramaiah, he and DK Shivakumar, and new people will be sworn in as ministers, that is among the Congress MLAs. So that the discontent among the Congress legislators can be overcome by giving them a hope that they could become ministers. Now, and Siddaramaiah thought by insisting on this kind of a Kamraj plan, kind of a reshuffle, he will also convey a message that here is there to stay for 5 years. That is the kind of statement he has been making, that I'll complete my full term. Now, when this happened and the talk of a reshuffle, obviously DK Shivakumar's supporters, MLAs, were directed to go to Delhi and you press for a case that either they were all accommodated or there should be a change of CM. Now, other leaders also throwing their hats. Priyank Kharge, son of Mallikarjun Kharge, who is now the Dalit face, he also said, why not? Then there is old hand Parameshwara, who is the Home Minister, G. Parameshwara. He said, I am also in the race because Dalit has never been made Chief Minister of Karnataka by Congress. So it became an open kind of a thing. I mean, I would say open battle. And the last straw was, Siddaramaiah realized that Rahul Gandhi was not giving him an audience to okay his reshuffle, his major revamp. At the same time, Rahul Gandhi was not granting audience to DK Shivakumar also. And in the Congress parlance, Rahul Gandhi is euphemistically referred to as the High Command. And that High Command also includes Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi to a lesser extent. What happened was, within the family, that is within the Gandhi family, Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi felt that DK Shivakumar has served as well, that is the family. He has also served the party. He has taken care of major expenses of the Congress party, be it Bharat Jodo Yatra 1 and 2 or election campaign in nearby states. He has undertaken the expenses of all that. And on the other hand, Siddaramaiah brings the Ainda factor, which is an acronym which means basically minorities, Dalits, scheduled tribes, and all the marginalized communities. And that Ainda politics is Siddaramaiah's, I would call the USP. In the sense, in the last assembly elections in Karnataka, which brought such a success to Congress, was largely because of this combination. Now, DK Shivakumar is known for financial resources as well as he is seen as the face of the Vakalinga community. And many Vakalinga mutts had thought in 2023 Karnataka elections that eventually, he will become the CM. But then Siddaramaiah had more MLAs at Congress High Command, if I were to use that term, realized that they could not bypass Siddaramaiah. Now, here what we saw was, with things getting more and more MLAs camping in Delhi, and finally they started tweeting, both Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. Shivakumar said, तो भाई, if you have वचन दिया है तो वचन को निभाना पड़ेगा. If you have agreed to a deal, if you have given a word is world power, he tweeted. And the other Siddaramaiah, from Siddaramaiah's side, a tweet went out saying that word is word to the Karnataka people, word to Karnataka. That is, we have given word to develop Karnataka to the people of Karnataka, not not to the EA. So when this battle escalated with this kind of tweets, of course, tweets are put out not by the leaders, by their teams, who are told to go full hog. Now, this was the time Rahul Gandhi realized, because with Parliament's winter session is starting from December 1st. And they are all Rahul Gandhi is planning to focus on the special intensive revision, SIR. And if this whole drama takes place in Delhi, MLAs in Delhi, and if these two people want an audience, and what is the solution can I offer? Now, as I said earlier, Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi felt, अब कुछ देना है ठीक है शिव कुमार को. We have to give him something. We have to make him CM. We have to do that. On the other hand, Rahul Gandhi was told by his managers and people, look, you are playing the OBC card. And Siddaramaiah represents that OBC plus Dalit plus all the marginalized, the Ainda card. If you remove him and put DK Shivakumar, though he is a Vokkalinga leader and Vokkalinga community is listed as an OBC in Karnataka, it will appear that you have not put a Ainda person, because Vokkalingas are not seen part of Ainda. So within the umbrella of OBC caste, Vokkalingas are not seen, because they are seen to be more prosperous among the compared to the rest. Now, in this situation, several formulas were thought of, because Siddaramaiah made it clear, if I have to step down, I'll step down not in favor of DKs. I will step down only if you are making a scheduled tribe leader like Jatish Jarkioli, or if not, Parameshwara. Parameshwara has been a Dalit CM in waiting for a long time. And DK Shivakumar thought, why not let me, if push comes to shove, why not let me directly talk to Jatish Jarkioli? And he was working on another formula, that he will be CM and there will be 3 deputy CMs. Jatish Jarkioli, he also met Priyanka Karge, deputy CM, maybe one minority. But one thing became clear, sir. Rahul Gandhi did not want to lose that Ainda card by shifting out Siddaramaiah. And Siddaramaiah didn't want to leave because he has got everything. So whether they had Upuma, Vada, Idli and all that today, one thing is clear, there was no desert. And DK Shivakumar has realized that he cannot push beyond a point. He cannot press beyond a point. At the same time, Siddaramaiah says, look, on January 6th, I will break the record of Devaraj Urs, who also belonged to the, Ainda, and he was successful. So he thought, we have talked about this also, because Devaraj Urs was the longest serving CM. Of course, he had 2 terms, one between 78 and 97, 72 and 77, and from 78 to 1980. And that totaled 7 years and 238 days, or 2,790 days. So Siddaramaiah, like us, has centered his politics on this Ainda thing. So he says, if I should be able to present the budget, that is cross January 6th. Once I January 6th, when March comes, when I presented my budget, one more budget, perhaps I think the 10th or 11th budget, and after that, I will be the longest serving chief minister, Congress chief minister in Karnataka. And after that, if I have to step down, certainly not DK Shivakumar who will occupy my place. So therefore, this breakfast is a temporary pause, because Rahul Gandhi realizes this is really denting his image and that of the Congress party. Sir.
Shekharji, I'm sorry to try to come in. See, I lived some years in Bengaluru. One of the most popular dishes breakfast dish in Bengaluru, if you go to even small canteens, you'll get this. Same ingredients are rava. You get rava upma, which is savory, and you get kesari, which is same rava upma, it is sweet. So they serve it together in the morning, followed by, of course, filter coffee. This is one of the most popular. Nama Kannada Sahodara Sahodarigalu namge adu. I forgot the name. Solpa the ಏನಂತ ನೀವು mention ಮಾಡಿ. So it is the Karnataka politics is exactly thus, sir. Khata mita all the time. And this is when you said breakfast, right? I said I have to jump in and say my experience. This is an amazing thing. Kharabat, chow chow, chow chow bath. It's chow chow bath, if I remember correctly. Yes, chow chow bath. That is the that is the one. That is what is Karnataka politics, sir. Just for our for completion, 135 is the number of Congress MLAs. How many are with Sidhu and how many are with Shivu?
Sir, I can say that not more than 40-45 MLAs are with DK Shivakumar. Rest all are with Siddaramaiah.
So that gives us the soul.
So that is because they belong to those Ainda sections. And Siddaramaiah is the hero. That is one. The second point, sir, Kurba community to which Siddaramaiah belongs. This community is spread all over Karnataka excepting coastal Karnataka.
Yeah.
So any disturbance to Siddaramaiah will dent Congress prospects for years to come. Because he is seen as their icon, just as Devaraj Urs was their icon. So any disturbance to Siddaramaiah means it affects first the voters, Kurba voters. And they are there in and they range from 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, even up to 75, 80,000 in some constituencies. That is one. That is the electoral arithmetic. Second thing, sir, Siddaramaiah doesn't belong to Congress actually. He is a socialist, he came from Janata Dal Secular. And they have already tasted once when Congress had an agreement with Janata Dal Secular and put HD Kumaraswamy as chief minister. You saw how Siddaramaiah encouraged his supporters MLAs to leave Congress and join in the Operation Lotus and switch over to BJP. Many of them resigned and contested as BJP candidate. A lot of them were Siddaramaiah's people. So which means if you disturb Siddaramaiah and you don't accept to install a person of his choice, Shivakumar will not be able to manage. So this also was worrying and also Rahul Gandhi still feels that if at all I have to make a change in Karnataka, if we have to, as High Command, if I have to remove Siddaramaiah and put somebody else, if I put Shivakumar, I am not getting a social bonus. Rather, if we put a Dalit CM, then we can say we did this because we put a Dalit CM. But Sonia Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi particularly has a soft corner for DK Shivakumar. And the feeling is, ये बेचारा है, ये हमारे लिए बहुत काम किया. He has done a lot for us.
Sir, Telangana is because of DKS's money, sir. That is the hard reality.
Sir, everywhere, sir, your Bharat Jodo Yatra, you remember, sir, Bharat Jodo Yatra, when we discussed, when the Yatra was moving into states where Congress was not in power, and Congress leaders didn't want to even spend a penny on that Yatra, SOS went to DK Shivakumar to step in and provide hospitality services in those states through which the Congress Yatra was passing, Rahul's Yatra. And Yatra is not a small thing because you have at least 100 vehicles going. Somebody has to foot the gas bill. Besides food and everything had to be arranged through the Yatra. And Shivakumar has stepped in at every time. Of course, his strategy so far has been, no, it is for the High Command to decide. If Siddaramaiah says he will complete the full term, let him complete the full term. But all along, his MLAs were camping in Delhi. So today, after the breakfast, we saw both the leaders sit together because it was a command performance. The High Command had directed them to hold this press conference and convey a message that there is no problem, it is all BJP is doing, it's media's hype. There is nothing, there is no quarrel, there is no battle. Then, but the giveaway, sir, if it is all media or if it is BJP trying to do something, why did D. Parameshwara say, I am also in the race? That means something was happening. And Parameshwara was saying, I am willing to accept DK Shivakumar if High Command decides. Because one formula was that Parameshwara can become the assembly speaker. Sir, in all this, I mean, jokes apart, the serious part is already MLAs have been saying that ministers are not doing anything. If we go with any proposal, they say there is no budget because all the money has gone towards implementing the freebies. So, one hand, frustration. The other is some MLAs feel these ministers are making money. When will we become ministers and recover our cost of election? So, all this was building up. And what we have seen is a command performance by Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. Because Rahul directed them, you hold a thing and say you deny the whole thing. So I don't know how they managed to have their idlis and upmas and ragi balls. I don't know, but the whole thing is they had to come out and say, look, everything is smooth. We only discussed. I mean, they discussed on November. Today being November 28th, 29th morning, they discussed about how Congress will has to work to come back in 2028. This is the official line. We discussed about that one. Number two, sir, we have heard of this Rajanna, who is Siddaramaiah's very close lieutenant. Sir, you remember he had to resign because Rahul Gandhi wanted him out because he had questioned that vote chori from Mahadevpura.
Right.
And he said this is all bogus. What is this? We were if when our government is there and we say that our voters were the electoral rolls were tampered with. So what were our polling agents doing? So sir, initially when Rahul Gandhi wanted to hold that press conference, he was even Siddaramaiah was not aware it was about central Bangalore. Mahadevpura, central Bangalore. Siddaramaiah was not. He thought it may be about Bangalore South because DK Suresh lost. DK Shivkumar's brother Suresh lost. So probably Shivkumar must have convinced this all because of theft of votes rather than lack of popularity enjoyed by DK Suresh. Now that is why Rajanna, in fact, echoing what Siddaramaiah felt, he said, "What is this?" Instead of saying it is a bogus charge made by Rahul Gandhi, he said everything to raise a question mark over what Rahul Gandhi was saying. So that upset Rahul Gandhi, and Rahul Gandhi directed Siddaramaiah not even to wait for the session, that assembly session to get over or anything. Just fire him. That's why he was fired. These are all run up to what is happening now. Of course, today since morning, the Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar have been really working hard to convey that we are all one good family. We are only worried about development of Karnataka. We are thinking of how Congress will win in 2028 election. Because Rajanna had said, if DK wants to be CM, let party go into elections under Shivkumar's leadership, and if Congress wins, let him become CM. That means he should not become CM now. That is largely echoing what Siddaramaiah was saying. Sir, one thing is clear. Siddaramaiah will not hand over the Sengol to DKs. Come what may.
No single for you.
No Sengol. He won't give him the Sengol. And he may give it to anybody. That's why he says, that's why his son Yatindra had said that Jatish Shorgeli is the right person to carry forward my father's legacy. That is the Ainda legacy. Sir, nobody thinks it's all over. That's another interesting thing. They all think it's a big pause, a pause that should ensure that Congress gets enough ammunition to focus on Modi election commission and all that, because they held a post-mortem on BR elections just a couple of days ago. And the conclusion was what Rahul had already concluded. हम हारे because हमारी वोट चोरी हो गई in Bihar. Sir, some of these Congress leaders of Bihar who have been talking to me, short of abusing, their high command, they have been saying all kinds of things. Sir, now even other leaders like Tariq Anwar, they are openly speaking. Shakil Ahmed, they are openly saying, did we fight this election? And not to mention the allegations of tickets being sold for 5 or 6 crores. They were taking names, Falaner khaya, ye khaya, wo khaya. I see people were having crores for breakfast, lunch, dinner for distributing tickets. So this whole thing, sir, but see, you can also see how whatever decision, even this high command culture is back now. They made out that the Gandhi family is not influencing decision. It's just a grassroots movement happening, and it is all, Mallikarjun Kharge will decide, Ye will decide, O will decide, and family was keeping a distance and all that. But all that is now gone. It is all, it's very clear now. It is Rahul Gandhi who will decide. If he likes his mother's counsel, he will accept. At least in this case, he is not willing to consider the mercy petition moved on behalf of DKs by my mother and sister. And DK Shivakumar knows that he doesn't have the number to create anything. So one can expect, sir, say at least for a month, this will, because Rahul Gandhi said, I will not meet you. I will not allow anything. So probably, and they were told specifically, you both decide. Because we cannot, High Command won't decide. You both decide and then we'll take a call. So, which means Siddaramaiah won't resign. And as a consolation prize, DK Shivakumar will be allowed to continue as Congress president of Karnataka. He has already completed 6 years. He will continue. And if at all a reshuffle is allowed by the High Command, quote unquote, then some of the DK Shivakumar's men will also become ministers. So this is broadly the what looks like a deal within deal, or a sub deal, sir.
There's sad, but DK also has karma to contend with. He knows what I'm talking about. Sir, let's go to the next topic. Madani's Jihad signal. Shekharji, this fellow is based in India, right? He didn't make the statement outside of India, right? He made it inside.
It's very much. This Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind. This is supposed to be the moderate of the Jamaat, because there is other one, Jamaat Islami, which is because the original Jamaat, the Jamaat which championed for partition of Pakistan along with Muslim League, the Jamaat Islami went there, and another section formed here. But Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind is supposed to be a moderate thing, it is, but its chief, Maulana Mahmood Madani, who was also a Rajya Sabha member, he has been having a problem with his own uncle. But then they run a lot of seminaries and they have a lot of ulemas under their EA. And he was addressing the governing council of their body, of the Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind. And in that he said, look, first part of his address was that, because he is not known as a very hardline speaker. He is rather the modern, or rather little more moderate phase of Jamaat. Now, he has, this time, speaking in Bhopal, sir, he has said, look, one, that there is a deliberate attempt to bad name the Muslim community, and also this term Jihad. Jihad is there only when it is a call for battle against certain causes. But an attempt is being made to to give a bad name to this whole idea of a jihad, and also to the Muslim community. And courts are not functioning like courts. Courts are giving verdicts against the minority community. So there is a sense of feeling of oppression. So then he also talked about Vande Mataram. There is also an attempt to force us to sing Vande Mataram. Then he said, if we are oppressed, then there will be a jihad. So obviously this statement has provoked immediate reaction. So there will be jihad against whom? Will it be against the government of India? Will it be against the Prime Minister Modi? And why did he say so? Because some people are attributing this to his bid to control that organization, which he is also part of, and that he has had a lot of factional issues, of which his uncle belongs to one who is leading the other faction. That's why he is trying to be sound more hardliner than anybody else. But that this statement coming from Bhopal, sir, because it's on video, that has definitely created a storm, a political storm. And BJP leaders have started reacting. What is this? What is this giving threat? Jihad against whom? Kya matlab hai? Why do you give such threats? Sir, in the back, and they are, again, the narrative is to be set that Muslims as minorities are being targeted, and things are getting very bad for them, and their rights are being trampled upon. This narrative is again being infused with new steam. And after the November 10th blast near Red Fort, the police has been conducting raids and making inquiries to burst the terror modules. Now, this cannot be constituted as some kind of an oppressive measure against a community. They are in search of people with these links, because they all turned out to be white collar terrorists, because they all were professional doctors. Entire network was of doctors and care professionals. But to make that as a case, sir, obviously police are raiding in different places, and they have been seizing cash, they have been seizing weapons, they have been seizing even drugs. Obviously, there is an excess which has to be broken, and it's part of the security initiative. But for Madani to say that this is all these, because we are under scrutiny, the community is facing some kind of a police surveillance and police inquiry. Therefore, time is getting ripe for a jihad. That's a very serious remark, because that is as provocative as it can be. And Madani has criticized courts also, saying that courts are not ruling against our favor. They are ruling against us. And he referred to triple talaq also. Obviously, Madani, for whatever his own political reasons or his internal battle in the Jamiat, we do not know. But he is pandering to those elements who want to play on the identity politics and project an impression within the community and outside that Muslims are oppressed, Muslims are constantly facing difficulties, therefore they have to rise and revolt. If that is the intention, then it is a provocation, deepest provocation. So, but why is there an attempt now? Obviously, somebody is behind all these doctors buying ammonium nitrate, that too such a huge quantities. I mean, almost 3,000 kilograms. What do you do with that kind of stuff? How many? At least you can make 200 high power impoverished explosive devices. And they were intended for maybe sometime coming January during the Republic Day parade. And what has happened is they are again resorting to this thing that we are being oppressed. I mean, trying to make out a story that we are victims. Without condemning this terrorism. See, our problem is this. See, no community should be harassed or no one should be harassed on account of birth. But at the same time, this identity politics is getting to such an extent where you are seeing frustrated individuals or groups or motivated by what we do not know or want to strike terror. Obviously, the state apparatus cannot keep quiet. They have to act. They have to protect innocent people. We saw how Delhi riot, this Red Fort blast, suddenly, rejigged our memory, because last such thing had happened 13, 14 years ago. So, but this is a problem, sir. This is a problem, and that is why there is a 3-day DGPs conference going on in Raipur, where the Prime Minister decided how to sit through 6 of the 8 sessions that are there on the issue of Surakshit Bharat. Prime Minister reached Raipur Friday evening, and through today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday, he is going to sit through a lot of sessions. Today, he sat through the sessions, and he was not giving bhashan. He wanted to hear from the police officers, from the Director Generals of Police, Inspector General of Police, from all the states, to tell him what are the challenges that police are facing when it comes to, the narcotics angle, narcotics terror angle, to the question of drone security, and overall internal situation, in terms of way, on one hand, security forces are, achieving a lot of success while on curbing Maoism, on ultra left movements. In fact, March is the deadline by which time the government is confident that the Naxal movement will be completely vanquished. Now, all these things that the Prime Minister decided, sir, every year Prime Minister attends this DGP's conference, nothing new. But this time, since it's coming after the report blast, and the theme is security, that is Surakshit Bharat and Vikshit Bharat. PM talks of a Vikshit Bharat by 2047. While we are focused on development, how are we to prepare our security environment? And how are we to deal with different dimensions, challenges to law and order, whether it is extreme right-wing terrorism, or it is or some counter-terrorism measures, or whether it is women's safety, and also use of latest forensic technology and artificial intelligence to combat crime. Now, these are the sessions which the Prime Minister decided to sit and listen to what experienced police officers are saying. So these are all interlinked. The fact that November 10th blast has opened the eyes of our security agencies, that whenever you see a lull, you have to be ready for a storm. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Much to ponder about here, but the importance that the Prime Minister is giving speaks volumes, sir. Sir, this Naxal, eliminating Naxal problem in India, this is actually a very loud message to China that, these guys are all indirectly being supported by China, whether it is through money. You have seen so many times where, not now, but during the UPA rule, they used to heli drop all these weapons, sir, into the jungles of Chhattisgarh and that area, that there is a border area between Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. There was a small area where everything used to happen. That was the last. Yeah. These guys have done a lot of. Sir, India, sir, whether it is Pakistan or China, right? These two scoundrels will not keep quiet until you export what they are doing to you into their own land. ये लातों के भूत हैं सर, बातों से नहीं मानने वाले हैं ये I think India knows it. They think, I don't know when they are going to do that. Unfortunately, that is the question. When are India going to say, okay, at least in Pakistan, I think something is happening, where, although India doesn't seem to have his hand in it, but something is definitely happening. We know that far. So let's wait and see how it goes. Sir, let's take a few questions now, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Arun Joshi, for your super sticker. Magnet Ranga wants to know, Karnataka governance was bad, now zero governance with infighting. Prices increased latest ghee from 610 to 70 or 700, I think, after GST drop. How does Congress expect to win next election? Freebies can't help.
Sir, they are saying they have to think of the next election, but basically they want to recover the money they have already spent in the last elections. That's why ministers are very upset that there are no funds available for any project from which they hope they can, recover some of the cost of the previous election. That's one. And the other thing is that people of, sir, take for Bangalore itself. Sir, Bangalore itself has been facing huge issues of poor maintenance of roads and things like that. And the response is from the ministries or from the government has been not industry friendly or even the people friendly. In fact, those who have spoken out against the quality infrastructure Bangalore have been singled out if they do not belong to Karnataka. And if they are entrepreneurs, they are told, look, if you don't like this place, you can go. To that extent. But the problem is, sir, when you see now what has come is Congress MLAs and ministers, they won't get this result again. They are not going to win 135 out of 224 seats in the next election. Because Karnataka is a state where there is hardly a pro-incumbency. No, I mean, very few governments have repeated. That is one. And the other thing is, and there are these personal loyalties. Siddaramaiah is seen as a party loper who came into Congress party and displaced all the old loyalists. So this whole party politics is largely casting, I would say, an evil eye on governance. Because no governance is possible if the government comes to a standstill. If ministers are only wondering what is going to happen to our CM, whether he stays or goes, then what happens to us? There is a big Kamaraj plan kind of thing. There is a big reshuffle. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question, please. Rohit Dharani wants to know, what will be the strategy of the NDA government in dismantling Pakistan now that POK and Sindh are being considered to be brought into Bharat? Nothing will be brought into, Rohit. Don't even think about it. These will be union territories administered or something like that. Hegemony. There is a word for that. I don't remember the exact word. There's a political word for that. It's not coming to me. They will not be part of India. 100% sure. In fact, there will be all border protocols. Why do you want to bring more trouble, man? Can't solve internal trouble. Sir, over to you.
No, sir, you are right. It's practically, there are several new problems that can arise if indeed these areas are brought under India's control or administration. But definitely there is unrest all over Pakistan, including in the occupied areas. Now, Imran Khan, the condition of Imran Khan in jail, whether he's alive or dead, or is he unarmed? I mean, these are questions now. Everybody is talking there. That is one part. But at the same time, what we are seeing is even ministers like Rajnath, he has made a statement just a day ago that in our national anthem, there is a mention of Sindhu. And he says, Rajnath says that, well, these were all part of India once. Who knows, tomorrow the geography may change. They may again be part of India. And every now and then we have our army generals, our security officials make a remark here and there to convey, look, like for instance, the BSF officer has made a statement now to the effect that this Operation Sindoor is paused, but we have done a tremendous work during Operation Sindoor, and we may resume it any time. So these are all sending signals that the government is very hard, particularly when it comes to Pakistan, because the element of trust is absolutely sub-zero. You can't take them for anything what they say. So there is an eternal vigilance on the border. And given that kind of a scenario, there is always a feeling that how long will India take this kind of any attempt at revival of terrorism inside our borders? So what will be the countermeasure? This question, and there is a public feeling, look, you undertook Operation Sindoor and brought them down, but you can't relax. When it comes to Pakistan, India just cannot relax. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Next question. Varga wants to know, what is happening on Kiljiwal corruption cases, back burner or burnt down? P Gurus and all Iyers are silent on this, siding with up. We are not siding with up. What do we do? We tell, we are always thermometer. Varga avare, we are all thermometers. We put the thing in person's mouth and say that the person has a fever. We are not the doctor. Sir, over to you.
No, absolutely, sir. These cases are going on. There are several cases against Arvind Kejriwal, against Manish Sisodia. There are Satyendra Jain. These cases are on. And and there are more things coming out of the closet also. There are many skeletons that are coming out and inquiries are being ordered. At the same time, today, the Delhi and its government are grappling with the issue of pollution. So long as I am inside the house, well, I'm in a position to talk. But once you go out, you can see how pollution is really a serious issue. And therefore, Aam Aadmi Party, in Delhi, they are yet to again do anything to revive themselves after what the kind of thing, the drubbing they got in the last assembly elections in Delhi. Sir.
Next question, please. Dilip Chanchani wants to know, there are thousands of sleeper cells in India. Why 0.5 front war? Your view?
No doubt about it, sir. We are just realized now after the Red Fort blast, the car blast that took place, the car explosion that took place, that these sleeper modules are at work again. They have, this time we saw the white collar professionals, in the sense you had doctors, particularly almost all of them from the medical community, coming under the scanner, including the main accused. And that university, Al Fatah University, has now come under scanner. They are discovering cash following raids. So this goes to show that we have to be eternally vigilant, because the animosity from the neighboring country is such. They are constantly looking for how to create nuisance and trouble, which means we have to be alert all the time. Sir.
Next one, please. That brings us to a close of today's program. Thank you so much, sir. We'll see you again on Wednesday. My apologies. Last Wednesday, I couldn't do it. My father's Tithi was there that day, sir, and I had to do that at the exact same time. And that's when the Pujari had time. So very, very sorry, sir. I feel bad. I tried to move it around. I couldn't do it. And it's one day you remember your Pitru. So thank you once again for understanding, sir. Thank you once again, viewers. Namaskar.
Namaskar.